So we're going to work on finishing our glazing. You have already started glazing and you should have finished 3 layers. Remember, it's 3 layers, no glazing at the bottom. If you have a lid, you shouldn't glaze the bottom of it. You should glaze the inside of your work, so that's something most of you still have to do. Now, what's really important is when I look at your work, there are parts of it that are, you can see that you have kind of forgotten to glaze. At the bottom here, it's still white. If you look carefully, there's a little bit there that's still white. In some cases, it's more obvious. Let's look here. You can see a lot of little white bits peeping out. So use a thinner brush and make sure that you cover all these white spaces. So you don't want to leave any white spaces. Now, what's also happening in some areas is that you have a spill. You have paint that is going into your texture. Now you have these lines that you've drawn underneath. So use a toothpick and try and bring those lines back if they have got covered up. So you just scratch into your glaze and you bring back the line that has got covered up. Now that's quite nicely done because the dark is not spilling into the light area, but there are also pieces where you have a color spill. So you see here, you need to make sure you use your toothpick and just scrape off the space that has, you see that? So use your toothpick and clean that up. Look at that, look at this here. Now another tool that could also work is a wooden tool which has a bit of a point. So you're using that and you're gently just scraping up the color that you don't want. Now I don't want this, I'm not sure which color this is. Maybe that's the blue, I'm not certain. So you need to scrape that gently off the yellow so it's not spilling onto the yellow. So for a bigger spill like this, a wooden tool may work better, but if you have a smaller spill, then a toothpick would work better. Okay, so finishing off your glazing. So I am successful because I have 3 layers. So if you look at this one, you can see where there are 3 layers, the color is strong and has worked really well. But the parts where you don't have 3 layers, you can see that that doesn't work too well. Okay, its color is really light and patchy. This is another example of how the color can get very patchy if you don't have 3 layers. So 2 filled in all white space except for the, what you don't want to fill in is the bottom. No glaze. Don't forget that. What else should you remember? So clean all color spills. And to do that, you can either use the wooden tool or you could use a toothpick. Okay, happy glazing, and I'll see you next week. Bye.